GPT. If you're a consultant or coach, then most likely you have thought about writing a book, and maybe you thought, no, it's a lot of time, it's hard, like takes, it's a lot of work. I have much to do already, or I'd rather focus on selling because a book, let's face it, takes a long time to write, and it's a lead magnet at best. You still need to sell it, right? So my question to you now is like, what if there was a way to write your book faster? What if there was a way that you could write your book in a day or over the weekend, and you're done? Okay, that's what we are talking about today, and I'm going to show you how ChatGPT will help you with that, what it can do and what it cannot do. So over the last 3 weeks, I experimented a lot, and for some reason, for some purposes, is very helpful. For others, not so much. All right. So we'll cover that here in this session. Okay. So I will also taken the topic that I know nothing about, to show you how fast you can get clarity on what you need to write, what the book outline should be, what the topic should be, and how to develop a first draft that you can take and make it your own, and make this book unique and make it yours, that you own it. For that, you will also need to add a few chapters that ChatGPT will not be able to write. Okay, so let's do it. So let's say you wanted to, I told you I'm going to pick a topic I know nothing about, and because I had a conversation about this earlier this morning, let's talk about dentists. Okay, if you wanted to serve dentists and help dentists increase their practice, what are you going to do, right? What are the topics? What are the problems, and so on? For that, you go to ChatGPT, and let me show that to you here. And you ask that question, right? So I'm here. I have, as you can see, model GPT-4 on because the result will be different from GPT 3.5. I'm going to show it to you as well. But here, I type in the question, and I have written this earlier to make the process faster for you. I just type in, what are the biggest business challenges for dentist practices? Okay, that's all I'm doing. It's like a natural, clear question, like I would ask any expert, and then we let ChatGPT work. And as you can see here, it gives you all of these results. Number one, attracting, retaining clients. Number two, managing overhead costs, right? Number three, and so on. Let's just work right now while I talk. What you're getting here is a list of topics that are relevant for dentists that you can either help them with, or you can write a book or create a course. And if it's not dentists, then it's something else, right? Maybe it's small business owners in Austin, Texas, or it's bakeries, or microbreweries, beer breweries, or whatever, distilleries. You name it, you just type a question like that, you get an answer. And for here right now, what you're seeing within a few seconds, like a minute or so, we have nine of the challenges that dentists have, right? So I'm just taking dentists here because I know nothing about them, nothing, right? But I will become that expert soon, all right? So now I have these challenges, and what I need to do now is to take that outline and move that into a genius model, because what people want when you write a book is that you have a unique mechanism, your unique way, your unique way of communicating, of outlining things, of explaining things, giving different perspectives, bringing in your own expertise and your own personality. Nobody can copy that. ChatGPT cannot copy that. And with what you're seeing here, for example, already, that the content is very dry, right? It gives you all the facts, but there's no emotion in there whatsoever. So you set yourself apart by infusing your personality and your own voice, tone, emotions, experience, and so on. The one way you do that is by taking these challenges that ChatGPT generated for you and put them into a genius model. So let me share that with you here as well. A genius model is basically a Venn diagram where you break it down. So everything that you've seen, the list that we just got in about a minute or two, can be broken down in 3 areas, right? So it's number is finance. Okay. Then number 2 would be sales. And number 3 would be relationships. Okay. So that is how I break it down. Maybe you saw a different breakdown. That's how you separate yourself from everybody else. Okay, so let me show that to here. Let me have this here on the right. So you could, for example, I have not included economic fluctuation, but it's in there. I have not included insurance. I have not included regulations, for example, compliance and so on. Not my thing. Okay, so but what I'm going to include is number 1. It is billing, right? And that has to do with insurance as well. Number 2 would be debt and finance, right? So how to manage your finances. And number 3 would be succession planning. Okay. So at one point, I want to sell my practice and retire. So when it comes to sales, what I extract from this list here that ChatGPT created, I extract number 1, acquisition of new clients. Number 2, differentiation and positioning in my neighborhood. If you're a new dentist in town, then you basically need to get clients from other dentists, right? So how do you do that? How do you set yourself apart? And the next one would be engagement in the community so that people know about you. When it comes to relationships, what's important to dentists is what I'm extracting here from this quick exercise is how to build a team and retain it and motivate it, so that all the HR related functions. Number 2, it would be retention. Retention is both of staff and clients, and part of that is quality care. Okay, so that's what you can extract from this guy here. So once you have that, now that is your genius model. That is your program. That is your focus. That is your uniqueness. Okay, that's all you've got to do. We don't need to give it a name. We will do that in a moment as well, because ChatGPT helps you with finding a title for your book or your course or your consulting or coaching offer as well. But that's as a minimum what you want. That gives you the focus. And now what we are going to do is move this into words. Okay, so the first thing I'll do is, by the way, I just want to show you the difference between ChatGPT 3.5 and 4.0. So this was one was 4.0. If I ask the same question using 3.5, then you will get a totally different response. A is a little bit faster. And C is a lot faster, but it's also a lot less thorough. Okay, it starts out with like face a number of challenges that are common. Here are some of the biggest challenges and so on. There are only 6. Okay, that might be okay as well. So what we are going to do next is we'll ask for a title, because the title will be your unique mechanism for your book that you promote in your book and your maybe the title of your program, right? Either consulting program, coaching program, or course. So I could ask them, so, what's a great title for a book that helps dentists grow and scale their so I need to type, right? That would be great. Scale their dental practice. Okay, and now you let ChatGPT do the work. Hey, from drill to thrill, a comprehensive guide to growing and scaling your dental practice. Isn't that cool? Right? And sometimes you will phrase that question a little bit. You get other titles, but it's already a good title. I paid $500 for my title for my last book, to somebody who helped me. I could have used ChatGPT if it had been available back then. From drill to thrill. I love it. Love it. Okay, so now you have the title, and then you just go back to your outline, the outline that you like, and put that outline into Word. I use Scrivener, which is a software that helps you organize your book and move chapters around and so on, but it works just as well. So now that you're writing it, each of them is a chapter, okay? Each of them is a chapter that you rephrase your chapter in a way, or rename your chapter in a way that's in the Genius model. But you can take that as an overview of the chapter, for example, already, right? Awesome. So there are a few chapters that ChatGPT cannot write for you. Okay, let me tell you who those are, which one those are. Number one, you want to have a chapter in there about the book. About the book means, what to expect from the book, who that book is for, where they can register for the book so that you can send them to a page where they give you their email address and so on, so that you can sell to them later. Another chapter is the first one where you want to acknowledge your audience's pains. Number one mistake that coaches and consultants make is that they always talk about what your clients can achieve. They never talk about the pains, but that's how you pick up people, right? If you go talk to somebody and can describe their world through their eyes and their words, you have their attention. They will go like, huh, I like that guy. No, that guy. They know what they're talking about. But you also pick them up where they are in the head and not where you want them to be. All right. So tell a story, acknowledge their pain. What do dentists or whatever, who's your target group is, what do they experience? How does it feel for them? ChatGPT does not do it, has no emotions whatsoever. Number two, you want to just tell them about your journey. Number three, so the third chapter is your own journey, right? So in my case, I have no experience with dentists, but I could write a chapter that how I have experienced how much damage dentists can do, right? So and take that angle. If you have another angle, somebody who's a dentist, your spouse is a dentist, you're a dentist, or we're a dentist. You could do that, okay? So then you want to give them a process overview, a whole chapter of what's the process to get to grow and scale your business, and for that that's where you take the Genius model. That's what sets you apart, and you give them a journey so that they know what to expect, and also get a little bit more interest in the topic. And then one chapter you absolutely need to add. ChatGPT cannot do that for you. Is at the end is next steps. Okay, next steps is usually to book a call with you, download something else, engage with you in one way or the other, buy a course, get an opt-in, a lead magnet, or so on, so that you can follow up later, nurture them then later on. So that's that chapter. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chapters. No way that ChatGPT can write that for you. All right. So now, what's the process? So for each of these chapters here that ChatGPT has given you, you can now already ask for a book outline. Okay. So, for example, I could go here. And go right. Hey, create an outline for a book that helps dentists grow and scale their practice. Okay, it's that easy. Practice, and then you let ChatGPT do the work. And here is the entire outline. How cool is that? Yes. Now we say, purpose of the book is even in here, right? Importance of growth and scaling dental practice. So some of that is already here, but not written. So now we can have ChatGPT pre-write these things. Okay, so here we copy, go in there, It's working here right now. I just stopped generating because you get the gist, yeah? And then you go in here and you paste. So here, what is the importance of growth and scaling, oops, in dental practices, okay? And here is that content already. You cut and paste it, put it into your book, and you go chapter by chapter, section by section, like that, okay? And you have it pre-written in, what, like less than a day. The one thing that you do need to do, though, is you need to make it your own by bringing in your own experience, your own humor, your own words, your own perspective, your own tone. That's what sets you apart. ChatGPT cannot do that for you. But if you use that project, or that process rather, you will have your book written this weekend. Okay, so let me know what you're writing on. Put it in the comment box, send me a DM, send me an email wherever you see this video, and tell me what you're working on, what your experience is. And if you want some additional tricks and tips on how to improve the process, how to make it faster, how to make it yours, how to stand out, how to make it unique, I'm here for you, all right? See, and still writing my first chapter here, right? And I could actually take any of those sub or topics and ChatGPT as well. Okay, so that's the process, and cannot wait to hear about your ideas and what you came up with. Have a good weekend, good day, wherever, whenever you watch this. Bye.